Oi duelists, it is I, Hellgear, and this is my Tenpai Dragon deck profile. Post Infinite Forbidden. With the Sacramento Regional done, and Konami putting their notice of Banlist implications, which I think are going to happen a little later this week, I wanted to show you guys my version of the full-powered build before Banlist cuts announced, which, if knowing Konami, they'll probably be showing up hours after I post this vid. And I'm going to talk about Banlist hits for this deck. So, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Made some slight changes. And let's count the cards. So this time around, I'm going to go engines first. And then go into things. So, begin this with the 3 copies of the Sangen Summoning. Let me zoom that out a little bit more. It's the middle of the night. Yeah, middle of the night. So, yeah. Miscellaneous source for your fire dragons during main phase 1 adds a Rhoda to Tenpai dragons once per turn at the cost of a discard. The OCG has this at 1. Duelists in the TCG are talking about putting this to 1. I personally don't think that's the right hit, but you know, TCG has copied OCG stuff on their list before, so you know, this sort of thing happens. 3 Sangen Kaimen. This is the Rhoda or special summon of our fiery dragons from hand, and you can use both effects if you activate this quickie during the battle phase. New to the deck is the trap card Sangen Kaiho. We can finally use the trap. A lot of duelists are not playing this. If you control at least 1 fire dragon monster and your opponent has more monsters than you in the main phase. Also, if 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn, you can banish this card from the grave, draw a card, and then special summon as many Tenpai dragon monsters from your hand. Both effects are once per turn. You can actually use this as a defensive way to block your opponents from crashing into you once they've cleared your field of dragons, which is a very useful thing. Yeah, I'm running 1 copy of the trap. I think it should be played as a one-of, just for safety net purposes. Alright, White Dragon Tile Hydra. I said this before in the previous version of this deck. The 3 main dragons of the Tenpai deck are based off of the dragon tiles in Mahjong, Hydra being based off the white dragon tile. Personally, if it were up to me, I would limit Tenpai. And the reasoning for that is simple. Tenpai on summon can get you a Sangen spell or trap. So the funny thing is, it can actually Rhoda the field spell. And the field spell can actually Rhoda Tenpai. So I figure if you're gonna hit the deck, like 1 Tenpai is enough of a choke point for opponents to hit, because once they Veiler this or Imperm this, you pretty much are in the clear. It, alongside the other 2 dragon tile dragons, all share a quick effect battle phase synchro summon when at attack declaration. 3 Chundra, the red dragon tile, extender from the hand, if you control a fire dragon monster, it is the main tuner. You can even special summon one of our fire dragons of level 4 or lower from the deck on attack declaration. I'm still playing Tufadra. I just like the safety net of Tufadra. A lot of duelists are playing this at 1. Reviving a Tenpai dragon from the graveyard on attack declaration is nice. I forgot to mention that Pydra makes it so that your fire dragons result in 0 battle damage. So when you do battle with Tenpai, and I'll just grab one copy here, Tenpai prevents you from taking battle damage with your fire dragons, and Fadra prevents you from losing your fire dragons in battle. So you can actually wall up with Fadra, who is based off of the green dragon tile in Mahjong. Next up is Genroku, the last dragon in the main deck so far, not based off of a dragon tile. Has 2 once per turn effects. If it's added to the hand outside of drawing it, it special summons itself. Then it becomes a tuner, and its level jumps from 3 to 4. It also has a quick effect where you can Lone Fire Blossom another Tenpai dragon from the deck. You shouldn't be playing any more than 2 copies of this card. Some people even play 1 Genroku, which is fine. You shouldn't be playing any more than 2 copies of this card. That wraps up the main engine. Now the sub-engine. I've already talked about set rotation and pseudo space. It's just a field spell to give to your opponent. Still main decking the 2 heat waves. It does come up, and it's turn skip, essentially. I will still play the 2 white rose dragons. This makes even more sense to extend from the hand now that Genroku acts as a second tuner. Remember, if you control a dragon tuner, you can special summon White Rose Dragon from the hand, and 1 Basil Rose shoot to help bring it out. So that's where I'm going with that one. Still rocking the Dragon Rage. I will probably take this out after the ban list hits, because Shining Sarcophagus decks are not playing more Marshmallow anymore. So there aren't too many decks that have a wall that you can't just swing out of. And then we got the defensive stuff. So 2 Droplet, pretty standard issue going there. 2 Crossouts. You know, I don't play Call by the Grave in this deck. I might, depending on how the ban list hits up. And then, of course, Hand Trap City. 2 Ash. 2 Bells. This Ghost Bell is surprisingly good. I'm surprised. You know, I'm shocked that a lot of people were not playing more Ghost Bell, especially since there are more graveyard dependent decks going on right now. They are playing the Ghost Ogres though. Like, I got both of the variations of Ghost Ogre, which is pretty decent. And 2 copies of the 3-rack Crack Rock. This will never not be good. Like, crossing out the Crack Rock is golden. Imperms are also golden. These will never stop being golden. And that wraps up the main deck. Extra deck, still 2 Songenpai Bident Dragons, Revives a fire dragon on synchro summon, locks you into special summoning dragon monsters for the turn. It also has a once per duel quick effect where it revives itself from the graveyard if 3 or more attacks have been declared to clap a card in the back row. The bigger version also has the once per duel quick effect of 3 attacks, but it can clap any regular card on the field. It also acts as a final attack orders, forcing your opponent's monsters into attack position, and it has the Berserk Gorilla effect on your opponents, making them fight if able, and shutting off their monster effects during the battle phase. Meteor Burst Dragon is just a watered down version of three-headed Triscendent Dragon. And then of course we still play Big Bad Trident Dragon. A lot of people are cutting this from the deck. You don't really need it, but like I said, I waited 14 years to play this in a deck that can summon it and often, so I'm not taking it out. I'm going to get every last bit of it out in play. Especially when I can blow up 2 more cards and give this thing 2 extra attacks. And remember, when Songen Summoning is destroyed, it doubles the attack of a Dragon Synchro monster you control. So, yeah, 6,000 attack is lovely. Rose Dragons, 1 Black Rose, 1 Blood Rose. These will always still be good. These will always still be good. Blowing up the board during the main phase literally just kills the field spell and all your opponent's monsters when you synchro summon it. It's like a board nuke for the entire board, unfortunately. And Blood Rose banishes the graves, taking away resources. Varum is one of the reasons why I played the White Rose Dragons. It's a good going first, and it is also a board nuke. The effect that matters is if the Synchro Summon card is destroyed, it nukes all face-up cards your opponent controls. So unlike the Black Rose Dragon, which can, if you don't have the field spell, nuke everything on the board, Varum is a one-sided nuke. A Samurai Destroyer because, yeah, Yubel. May not help you against the Yubel FTK, but it does help you against Yubel. Then we got Lynx. 1 Striker Dragon, of course. 1 Hieratic Heavenly Spheres. 1 Hida. This stuff is just standard. You're playing Ash Blossom. Everybody's playing Ash Blossom. So you can always use Hida to steal an Ash Blossom. Promethean Princess. When you get debarriered. IP. And of course, the good old Nightmare Unicorn to wrap up the extra deck. This was a bit quicker than the last time, but not too many changes have happened in this deck. I still enjoy playing Mahjong.deck. This is still a fun ride. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will link in the description of this video the previous build so you can compare this build with that one. And once this deck gets hit on the ban list, I will update this again. But for now, I take my cards to the box because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody.